Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us live on Zoom for our Onstage Alaska presentation. We have a number of guests here joining us today, but I also wanted to acknowledge that if you're watching this between March the 11th to March 23rd, 2026, welcome to our online viewers. Joining us as we have a few people joining us here of noteworthy attendance. We have Jamie and George, who are from our experts from Holland America on the land side of things, and they will be going through everything Alaska. And Alaska is a beautiful state. It's been around for a while, and Alaska and Holland America has been going to Alaska longer than it's been a state. So I don't want to spoil their presentation, but they definitely have some cool things to talk about and share with us today. Joining us also from Vancouver is Fiona Shonawell. See, how many years have I got that name down right? And with a beautiful name like that, it's very Dutch, and thank you for joining us here. Holland America definitely has a nod to its Dutch heritage. Joining me here this evening as well is Angela, my partner in life and in the business, and so we're here to join you.
Hello.
And yeah, we are actually in Amsterdam right now, and we're so happy that you've joined us tonight to so we can share with you our experiences of traveling to Alaska and obviously the experts who are boots on the ground in Alaska. So without further ado, a little bit about who we are as a business. Many of you, when you registered, said that you're new to the business, or you may know about us, but may not know the full story about us. But we do have two locations here in North Vancouver. We began again in 1985 and 1989 for the various locations. But we are a full service travel agency here on the North Shore. The name Expedia is synonymous with air and hotels, but we are full service, and we'll get into that a little bit later. We have a fantastic team, a fantastic family of consultants, 40 plus and growing. North Shore in North Vancouver. We're members of the Business Improvement Association here in the Shipyards District in Lower Lonsdale, if you're familiar with that. We are a Better Business Bureau member with a fantastic rating. And these are two acronyms you may not be aware of, CLIA and IATA, but they're kind of important in our industry, which sets us apart from other travel agents out there. Basically, they are agencies and organizations that have qualifications and do trainings and have our staff up to date. So it makes sure that we know what we're talking about. And lastly, I know Expedia is synonymous with the Expedia group based in Seattle, but we are proudly Canadian owned and operated. Everybody in my team is from the North Shore or from the Greater Vancouver area. We're Canadian, we're here in North Vancouver, and we're so happy to, if you wanted to come in and chat with us, we are going to be around to do that type of thing. So we're very proud of our roots. A little bit about who we are as Expedia Cruises. We are full service, and I'll break this into two parts. We will do your African safaris, we'll do your rails, we'll do your Lapis Land, we'll do your Churchill, Northern Lights viewings, and your cruises and stuff. But we're also full service when it comes to Holland America. Holland America, you know, is a great cruise line. It's been around for 170 plus years, I think it is. But again, Holland America has many things in it. It has its cruise tours. It has a Have It All program. It has its nod to its Dutch heritage. And so we know all those components of it. And so not only can we sell you the cruise, but we can sell you the land components to these types of things. We can make sure that your vacation is a complete vacation with the Have It All. And we'll get into that in a little while here. Oh my goodness. Now, this is the part where I'm proud to showcase some of our 40 consultants. And we can't bring all 40 on here because we'd be here all evening long. But I did want to share some of the experiences from our consultants. And first up is my manager who's been in the business. Forgive me, Dale. Are you coming up on 20 years yet?
Yes.
Yes, he says that calmly, and we pause for a moment. 20 years in the industry, selling cruises and making vacations. But we wanted to share, let you, the listener here, and the viewers today, take in some of the moments that you may not be aware of. And so we wanted to feature things. And so in today's segment, we're going to feature Dale's moment when he's on a Holland America cruise, and it's candied bacon. Dale, can you elaborate a little bit about candied bacon?
Sure. So one of my favorite restaurants on board, Holland America, is the Pinnacle Grill. And it's their steak restaurant. Great steaks, big, huge steaks that make you go into a meat coma. But my favorite thing is the candied bacon, which is bacon that's been caramelized and it hangs on a little string. They call it a
Hmm.
clothesline, and it just drips down all this goodness. And once you start to eat it, you can't stop. And you'll end up going and ordering like three or four of them.
It's happiness. It's just a bundle of happiness.
It is a bundle of happiness.
It is. And so this is one of your specialty restaurants on board, Fiona?
It is. So Pinnacle Grill is our steakhouse, and then we do have some alternative restaurants, multitude of restaurants from a la carte to fine dining. We have our Asian fusion, which is tamarind. We have canaletto, which is our Italian share plates. And then, of course, we have our wonderful dining room that has exclusive menus based on the destinations that we're traveling, which is really special. So, when you're in Alaska, you're getting, fresh to plate. The fish is being caught within 48 hours and being served fresh to you. So there's lots of great choices for you.
Well,
And
thank you.
you also get pea soup and hot chocolate when you're looking at the glaciers.
That's right. Good point. Good point. Yes.
Yeah.
That Dutch heritage, you got to get that thick pea soup.
Well, your family when you're on board. And yes, I mean, I had to show the before pictures Dale has taken of his meals and stuff because the after pictures, they're not so good. But these looked absolutely delicious. So thank you, Dale, for sharing your moment. Coming up next, we have Ruslana. And Ruslana has been a consultant with us for just coming up on a year now. And she had an opportunity of going to Alaska. And her moment on board was the spa and wellness that you can do on board. Ruslana, would you like to share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I would love to share about my experience with the spa. On my first day on board, I got a promotion, so I got a pass for the whole week to the spa and wellness, and it was definitely the right decision. Every day you could see me walking in a robe in elevator with my coffee, enjoying and relaxing in spa. Um, my favorite was one with a dry steam, hot wooden room with a big window. You can enjoy the ocean while you're relaxing in the sauna. And they have many different rooms with different temperature and different height of steam. There is hydrotherapy, pool, and warm beds where you can read a book and just listen to music. There is a aroma room. Yeah, it was just amazing experience.
Yeah, definitely a multitude of choice when you get on board. It's deciding how much time do I have to book into the spa because I'm on a cruise and there's other things to do. But
Exactly.
But it's fantastic that you have, and it's a large part of the ship that you do have dedicated to spa and wellness. And it's great that we do this, but it's also taking time out. All of you booked your vacation for a reason, is taking time out for you and rejuvenating. And Alaska, yeah, I mean, people compare it to BC. It is not BC at all. But again, taking time for your mental wellness is very important these days. And Ruslana, looks like you're having quite a bit of fun there in that supersized jacuzzi. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, I love
Um,
Little Mermaid.
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Are we still live? I think we are. Chris Stiles. Chris is coming up, I think, on a little over 10 years with us in the organization. Chris was there in Holland America last year, year before last, and his moment, he was very specific. It was the Lynn moment, but it was all old people. Not really. Chris, would you like to share a little bit more about your moment?
I would, yeah. Funny that I come after the health and wellness, and I'm talking about chocolate. Um, Holland America does great chocolate desserts and stuff, and they partner with Lynn chocolates, so everybody knows their brand. Um, Chocolate surprise night is probably my favorite, just because you have like basically copious amounts of chocolate walking by you in a long parade for like an hour. Um, Too much chocolate, but it's definitely worth it. But you also got some great other evening atmospheres as well, such as the Iditarod show, which I really enjoyed.
Fantastic. But there's more because I know the Koningsdam is modeled after music or something, Fiona.
It is, yeah. Throughout the ship, we have whether it's through the photography or the art that's on board, but it is that actually the three sister ships all have a music theme to them. So there's quite a bit of entertainment. We have our wonderful music walk on board our Pinnacle class ships, which is probably one of the best music venues at sea. So you get the option to travel between three different music venues. We have Rolling Stone Rock Room. We have Billboard on Board, which is our dueling pianos where everybody just starts singing away through the evening. And then we also have our BB King's Blues Club, which definitely fills the dance floor night after night. So there's lots of activities, but there's also, you know, in the Ocean Bar, we have our classical music that's playing. We've actually added a lot more entertainment and more music lineups within the last year. And we've also just recently announced in the last couple weeks, we're going to be having one of our bands will be playing on the back deck of the ship, you know, depending on where we are and obviously weather, and then pop up of different musicians throughout the ship. So there's always something or very musical happening on this ship, which is great.
So we could say what happens at sea stays at sea.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Chris, for sharing that. And yeah, I love these pictures, Chris. I mean, absolutely amazing. Um, and just as we wrap up some of our travel consultants' experiences, we have Angela, and one of her signature moments was a shore excursion that's with Holland America called the White Pass Summit. My dear, tell us about this.
It was great view. We just go, but the most thing is that after this embark, it's right there. You just walk maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes from the ship. It's easy to find and it's the vintage looking. It's very beautiful and even just a cute, just ticket checker there. So it's the inside is like a 15 to 20 passenger just can just be there. And then even there is the washroom there.
Full service.
Service. And it's the round trip. So if you miss the just like a taking picture on the way there, and then you can still take a picture on the way back.
Yeah. Both sides of the train are fine, right?
Yes, both sides is
Both
fine.
sides are fine. That's awesome. Now, how long has this been going on for, Fiona?
Well, we've had a partnership with going up to Alaska for longer than it's been a state and operating the train for, I think this partnership's over 35, 40 years that we've been doing this. And it is the number one excursion. So if you're ever interested in going on this excursion, there's different styles of some of them. You can take the train to the top and you can do a bike ride down. Some of them you can, you know, do gold panning and then do the white pass. So there's a few different variations, but definitely with any of our shore excursions, we highly recommend booking early because generally there's going to be a discount passed on to you if you pre-book your shore excursions. So that's something that's really special.
Yeah, and I can see no fun was had on any of these shore excursions. There's different photos here, folks, but yeah, no fun was had at all on anything, right? And that's due to a lot of the planning that we do as travel consultants to help you maximize that time in destination. Thank you, Angela, for sharing that, and thank you, Fiona, for all the details and facts behind this. We're coming to a close on our part of today's presentation before we turn over to some real experts in the industry. All of you are using a travel agent or think about using a travel agent, and a couple of reasons why we think you should be using more of a travel agent these days. We know AI is out there, artificial intelligence, Gemini, even Instagram. There's a lot of stuff out there, but you have to be careful. So one, trust with those that have been there. Trust those that have been experienced in the product who knows what's going on. AI is a great tool to figure out how to get to a destination or check on a fact on something, but they can't give you some of the information that we've just shared with you here today. And we do see people coming into the office going, well, I read this. Well, where did you read it? And it's a combination of websites that may not be totally accurate. Number two, we are the biggest name in travel. Expedia is synonymous. It's like Procter & Gamble is when it comes to your laundry detergent out there. But what we do is we go the extra mile. We'll actually, block off parts of the ship and dedicate it to our Expedia Cruise clientele out there, which means we get to pass savings on to you. We can pass on exclusive offers that you cannot get when you book direct. And I know Fiona will, when she comes to our presentations, she'll emphasize that you can try and call us, but you're better off booking with an Expedia Cruise office. And the last part on here is one-stop shopping. When you go to plan your vacation, you're looking at the cruise, but our travel consultants will bring up shore excursions, have it all, Orange Club. What's all those types of things and what do they mean to me as a traveler? We will share those types of things. We will also share with you protecting your investment through the different types of travel insurances that are out there. So why not trust us to plan everything all at once so that way you have one-stop shopping? You could break this up across multiple experts in the industry, but again, when something goes wrong, you want one person to own it, and we will own this because we are storefront. We are here in North Vancouver, and we'll always be here. A couple of things as you go to joining us here live, a couple of offers that are valid between March 11th to the 18th. If you decide, hey, I really want to see Alaska in 2026, we will offer a $50 travel credit added to your booking right away. There is still space for 2026 out there, so do contact us early than later. If you're thinking about and you totally want to do an Alaska cruise tour, because Jamie and George have they've given you the love of what's going to happen up there, and it is a different type of travel. Whether it be 26 or 27, we're going to give you a $100 credit to either one of those years if you're traveling. The other thing with us, loyalty means everything. And so you will earn loyalty points through your one key with us as well. And there's going to be an on-stage Alaska offer, which you'll hear about in a moment near the end of today's presentation. Again, it's valid for new bookings between March 11th and 18th. This is something that we're offering. But wait, there's more. And I feel like I should be at the P&E selling rags or something here. But wait, there's more. If you still had more questions and wanted to, there is obviously the Alaska Cruise and Travel Show taking place this Saturday. I was going to say Friday. This Saturday from 9 to 4 p.m. down at Canada Place. It's the West Convention Center East. So if you happen to, if you do want to RSVP for that, do reach out to us. If you happen to show up, do let them know that you're with the Expedia Cruise office in North Vancouver. We will have a booth down there. You can certainly come and say hi to us. There are going to be shows. There's axe throwing. There may be a dinner rod. No? Yes? No dinner rods, Fiona? Maybe, but it's a fantastic atmosphere. I call it mini Alaska in Vancouver. They do it every year. So if you happen to go to this event, we will know about that because you'll be registered for this. We will be able to extend those offers plus add on everything you heard about here. Plus we'll be able to add on more stuff up until the 23rd of March or longer, Fiona.
I think it's a little bit longer. I actually don't know the exact date, but we'll know at the end of the presentation because we have a slide.
We will. Yeah. So obviously there's two types of offers that we're layering in here. One is, hey, I definitely want to get on board a ship. I just want to see Alaska because I have a week of vacation. We can help you with this. If you've got more time and you want to see more of Alaska, definitely come to the Cruise and Travel Show at Canada Place. You're going to have more times, and we're more than happy to help you plan that. Chris is going to be down there in the afternoon. There's other people from Expedia down there as well. So without further ado, one more thing, two more slides. I forgot this. We do have two wonderful locations here in North Vancouver to help you. Our Lower Lonsdale at 110 West Esplanade. There's the phone number for you. It spells SHIP, so 985 SHIP. If you want to come on by, we're open 6 days a week. We also have our Lynn Valley location up in Lynn Valley Village, not the mall, but the village. We're across from the library on the second floor. Brand new space. We've been in there for about 2 years, so do stop on by. It's 980-8301, and we're open 6 days a week as well. So thank you for listening to us here at the beginning of our presentation and learning a little bit more about the expertise that we offer from our team. And I hope that you do enjoy the rest of our show here this afternoon or early morning if you happen to be in Europe, and do enjoy our Onstage Alaska. And by the way, this picture is from, I think, Tom Steer, who's our Director of National Accounts. Did I give him an upgraded title, Fiona?
You did upgrade him. I'll let him know.
I gave him an upgraded title, but no, this is one of Tom's. He's a photographer and he has a drone and stuff. So this is a beautiful picture of the Connings Dam coming under Lionsgate Bridge here in Vancouver. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to let Jamie and George share their screen.
Wonderful. Thank you, Andrew. What Jamie discussed is set up. I want to start by saying thank you to you, Andrew, and your whole team for sharing what makes Alaska special for you and some of the great experiences that you had. Alaska is a massive country and there's many, many ways to travel and see Alaska, which is what we're going to talk about today with Holland America's Onstage Alaska. This is going to be about a 40-minute presentation all about our Holland America, Alaska, and Yukon cruises and cruise tours with times at the end for our current promotions and all the questions we can have. And Holland America have a very special relationship with Expedia Cruises. So you're in excellent hands when you book with your Expedia Cruises travel professionals. And thank you for hosting us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jamie. And like we have said before, we are your Alaska experts. And when people think of Alaska, they envision majestic glaciers, abundant wildlife, and untouched wilderness. At Holland America, we take those iconic elements and we bring them to the forefront of your journey in a way that no other cruise line can match.
And with almost 80 years experience with Alaska, it's our deep knowledge and long-standing relationships allows us to offer experiences that are both authentic and exclusive.
Now, we said we are your Alaska experts, but y'all may be able to tell by our accent that we're not from the area. We're from Texas.
Well, Jamie is from Texas. I am from Australia. We're a married couple who live, breathe all things travel. Together, we have visited over 70 countries, and it's our passion to keep exploring new countries, cultures, and experiences. And in the summertime, we love to work with Holland America as tour directors, leading groups of people like yourselves around the land portion of our cruise tours, which means we have first-hand knowledge of all the locations we're about to speak upon.
Now, we both fell in love with Alaska pretty quick. I first fell in love with Alaska on my first commercial flight in from the lower 48 states. I was amazed that without being on the ground in the state or even on an excursion, I was already able to see so much. As we were approaching Anchorage, we flew over the Prince William Sound, the Turnagain Arm, and the Chugach Mountains. And I was able to count at least 10 massive glaciers from my window seat. And I took these photos at 11 p.m., just as the sky was finally turning to dusk.
And I just love how small all the landscapes can make you feel. I was lucky enough to do a scenic flight around Mount Denali on a bluebird day. Now, flying so close to the peak, yet knowing that is above 6,000 meters, that really makes you feel just like a tiny ant. So why travel with Holland America Line? Well, it's because we are known for our perfectly sized ships, our unrivaled culinary experiences, and the best entertainment at sea.
And Savor the Journey is more than a tagline for us. It is a 150-year promise to create experiences that are too good to hurry through. With our tradition of genuine hospitality, destination dining, connection to the world and each other, we believe that the journey is just as important as the destination.
So why travel to Alaska with Holland America? Well, it's because we're number one in Alaska in wildlife and wilderness tours. With over 200 animal sanctuary and sightseeing excursion opportunities, we provide our guests with a glacier guarantee, and we offer more time on land than any other cruise line. And our We Love Alaska experiences are our immersive onboard programming. And we were the first cruise line to serve triple certified, sustainably sourced Alaskan seafood on all our ships sailing to Alaska.
Okay, it looks like we've got our first question of the night. No, but really, the most common questions we do get are, how big is Alaska? When is the best time to visit? And what do I pack? Now, if you have any other questions for us, we'll be more than happy to answer them for you. We just ask that you can wait until after the presentation. If you do have a question, please open up that chat box and place it in there. And if we haven't already touched on it at the end of the presentation, we'll do our best to touch on it then. And for those of you tuning in at home, if you haven't already gotten something to take notes with, like a pen and paper, or maybe the Notes app on your phone, I highly suggest taking notes of anything that stands out to you during our presentation. That way you can start creating your Alaska bucket list. And then whenever you're ready to book with your Expedia Cruises travel professional, you'll already have it narrowed down with your Alaska bucket list to what you want from the itinerary of your dreams.
And so let's begin with a look at our destination. As you can see, Alaska is big. In fact, it is bigger than Texas, California, and Montana combined. And with this vastness and so much diversity, you want to allow yourself time to visit. So the best time to visit is when you have the most time.
We have 3 seasons that you could experience when coming to Alaska with us, all providing something completely different based on your personal preference. Spring in Alaska is May until mid-June, ideal for those of you wanting to witness thawing landscapes, blooming wildflowers, wildlife returning back to the region with the benefit of fewer crowds. Summer in Alaska will be mid-June to August. It's when you'll find the warmest months and everything in full bloom. It's also when we have what's called the midnight sun, where on average we have around 21 hours of daylight. Fall in Alaska is going to be August until late September. You'll find fall foliage, the salmon running, and again, fewer crowds. It's also when the skies finally start to get dark again. So if you're looking for a chance to see the elusive aurora borealis, also known as the Northern Lights, coming in September would be a good time for you. And at all of our Holland America hotels and ships, we have what's called a Northern Lights wake-up call option. So when the auroras are strong enough to be seen, the hotel will call your room phone in the middle of the night, waking you up. And when this happens, most people just run out the door in such a frenzy, they just throw on a bathrobe. So if this happens to you, don't worry. No one will be judging your attire. Everyone's going to be too busy taking in the magic.
And we want you to be comfortable and prepared because the weather can change multiple times per day. So the secret isn't those heavy mink coats. No, it is to dress in layers. So we'd like you to dress like an onion. By that, I mean, bring your summer layer, bring a warm layer, bring a waterproof layer, pack some shorts. You'll probably want some shorts in Alaska in summer. Bring a reusable water bottle and don't forget your binoculars.
Here are Alaska's big 5 land animals that you could see on your cruise or cruise tour. And did you know that the original reason Denali National Park was created was to protect those Dall sheep?
And here are the big 5 marine animals you could see. We were fortunate enough to see 4 out of 5 of these marine animals on one sightseeing excursion in the Kenai Fjords National Park, which departs from Seward.
And Holland America is the only cruise line to offer at least one UNESCO World Heritage listed site on every itinerary. You could visit Glacier Bay National Park and Preserve, Wrangell St. Elias National Park if going to Hubbard Glacier, or Canada's Dawson City located in the Yukon.
And Alaska is home to 7 of the 10 largest national parks within the United States. And depending on the itinerary which you choose, You could visit up to 4 of these remarkable parks. They are Glacier Bay, Wrangell St. Elias, the Kenai Fjords, and Denali.
With Holland America, you can experience Alaska 2 different ways: by going on a cruise only or by going on a cruise tour. Our cruising only option offers 7 to 28-day itineraries with convenient weekend and round trip departures from Vancouver or Seattle.
And our cruise tours are a combination vacation, offering an ocean cruise paired with a land tour. All of our cruise tours itineraries will range from 9 to 17 days itineraries, and every cruise tour will include a guided visit into Denali National Park.
So today we're going to be discussing our Alaska cruises, Alaska and Denali cruise tours, and our Alaska Denali Yukon cruise tours.
And so let's begin with our Alaska cruises. For the best introduction to Alaska's gorgeous glaciers, charming seaside towns, and abundant marine life, nothing beats a Holland America Line cruise. And our 7-day cruises conveniently offer weekend departures with a range of itineraries to suit everybody's interests and timeframes. Our 7-day Alaska Explorer sails round trip from Seattle. Our 7-day Inside Passage sails round trip from Vancouver for an easy Uber ride to the port. And our 7-day Glacier Discovery sails one way in either direction from Vancouver to the port of Whittier, which is right near Anchorage. I'd like to share with you one of our newest awards is from Forbes for the 2025 Best Cruise in Alaska, and they recommend the Glacier Discovery itinerary.
But don't worry, if you're thinking 7 days of cruising is not enough for you, we have longer voyages, 14, 18, and 28-day itineraries for those of you wanting to see more of Alaska in greater depth. Now, as you can see by all of our itineraries, we don't spend very much time in the open ocean. Due to our perfectly sized ships, holding on average around 2,000 guests, they really are built for cruising and not for crowds. With their perfect size, we're able to spend more time near land, offering more scenic cruising, giving you more views, whether you're having lunch on the Lido deck or sitting on your very own personal veranda.
And at Holland America, we know that seeing a glacier is at the top of everybody's Alaska bucket list. That's why we provide all our guests with a glacier guarantee. And we can do this because we've already built in at least 1 day of glacier cruising on all our itineraries.
But now for our exclusive legendary 28-day voyage, all centered on one rare experience: crossing into the Arctic Circle the night of the summer solstice. The summer solstice is the longest day of sunlight in the year, and the Arctic Circle is the lowest latitude line where the sun never goes below the horizon. In fact, on this 28-day voyage, you may only see dusk a handful of times. You'll go round trip from Seattle through the Inside Passage into less frequented ports like Dutch Harbor and Nome. But do note, there's only one departure each season, so this is truly a voyage not to be missed. And because we believe the journey is just as important as the destination, we have received a range of awards throughout the years. As a leader in leisurely travel and personalized service, we celebrated a landmark year in 2025, earning over 40 prestigious awards for excellence in our service, itineraries, cuisine, and overall best cruise experience.
And this year, we've had an entertainment overhaul across all our ships. So come indulge with our award-winning onboard experiences, from family board games to those spa treatments and music, ranging from classical music to regional soloists, all the way to rock and roll. And you can enjoy nightly entertainment on the world stage.
Now, we've received a strong desire for more Broadway-style productions while on board, so we are now proud to offer this exclusive Holland America Line production as our commitment to world-class entertainment. Making its debut this past November on the Connings Dam, it will be Alaska's first season to present Fosse and Verdon, the duet that changed Broadway. You'll enjoy original choreography and see never-before-seen audio and video content. Now, with our We Love Alaska program, we have Discover Alaska. This is our educational program connecting you to your surroundings. You'll enjoy national park rangers visiting on board and hear captivating stories from First Nations tribespeople also visiting on board. Our expert cruise staff will provide authentic, up-close experiences from the World Stage Room with guided wildlife spotting up on the deck and many other programs throughout your itinerary.
And our Taste Alaska is all about bringing the local flavors on board. The Save My Catch program allows you to reel in your own salmon or halibut while on a shore excursion. And then afterwards, our chef will prepare and serve you your catch on board. And then you can imagine toasting to a successful day fishing on a signature cocktail made with real glacier ice.
Experience Alaska. This is when we provide over 200 incredible shore excursion opportunities to spot wilderness, wildlife, and glaciers. Whether you're venturing out on foot, by bike, or a kayak, these experiences provide you unique ways to see Alaska's rugged landscapes up close.
And one of the highlights with an Alaska cruise is Glacier Day, where you'll spend up to 8 hours sailing up close to some of Alaska's most stunning glaciers, all while savoring on a warm bowl of Dutch pea soup. Now, take it from me, this is a great day to be on board because there is a buzz on board all day, and the captain will take the unique step of opening up the bow for viewing.
And each of our iconic glacier destinations offers something unique. Imagine cruising past massive glaciers at Glacier Bay or College Fjord, or visiting North America's largest tidewater glacier, which is Hubbard Glacier, in Wrangell St. Elias National Park. Or on an excursion, you could visit Mendenhall Glacier and Tracy Arm Inlet.
In Holland America, I've been cruising the pristine glacier waters of Glacier Bay since before it was a national park, which has resulted in us being granted more permits to enter than any other cruise line. Now, this is extremely important because only 2 ships may enter per day for this unique, magical experience. Being granted more permits to enter means we can include a visit to this iconic park on more departures, giving our guests more dates and itineraries, which will include a visit to Glacier Bay.
Now let's briefly discuss some of the more common ports that you could visit on your cruise or cruise tour. Starting with Juneau. Did you know that this state capital is an island and it's not even connected to the rest of the state by road? You can only get to Juneau by ship or plane. And my favorite things to do in Juneau are see all the bald eagles flying around town, going on a whale watching excursion, or heading over to Mendenhall Glacier and Nugget Falls.
And Ketchikan. Ketchikan was built on a history of timber, tourism, and salmon fishing. My favorite thing to do in Ketchikan is any excursion that will take you out to Herring Cove. And you can walk around the famous Creek Street with its salmon ladder and check out the interesting totem poles spread out around the town. Or you can just hoot and holler along at a lumberjack show.
Skagway. Skagway is known as the gateway to the Klondike. You can visit Skagway for a day as a port of call on your cruise, or if on a cruise tour, you could be going through Skagway to or from the Yukon. And you may even stay a night or two at your very own Holland America Skagway Inn. And great things to do in Skagway are tour the historic Red Onion Saloon, sip on a locally brewed spruce tip ale with spruce trees, or head on over to Haines, which is a neighboring town. All right, now let's talk about our cruise tours. This is when we take our guest off the ship and venture further into the interior of Alaska and the Yukon. Now you can choose to start your adventure on land first or start by cruising first. But either way, don't worry, we'll still be handling all of the logistics for you along the way. We even have our own luggage program where we'll take your checked bags from one hotel room to the next, That way you're not having to drag your heavy luggage to each destination. We have our own Holland America transportation, and we have our own Holland America hotels. So you can trust that we've got everything covered in-house, leaving more time for you to savor the journey.
When booking your next family vacation, consider a Holland America Line cruise tour. With pre-planned conveniences and stress-free travel, it allows you more time to create treasured memories together. And all of our cruise tours can be fully accessible if noted in the booking in advance, which you can do while speaking with your Cruise Expedia travel professionals. Now we're going to talk about our Alaska and Denali cruise tours, but we like to refer to these as our Denali cruise tours. A Denali cruise tour takes things one step further, from the sparkling waters of Alaska's coastline into Denali National Park.
And we have 3 different categories of Denali cruise tours to offer. And within each of these categories, there are many different itineraries to choose from. The categories are Classic, Signature, and Ultimate Denali cruise tours. A Classic and Signature cruise tour will be a 7-day cruise with up to 3 nights stay in the Denali region, plus visits to other Alaska locations. And the Ultimate Alaska and Denali cruise tour will be a 7-day cruise with 7 nights on land, and 2 of those will be in the Denali region. Plus, the itineraries within this Ultimate category are the only ones to offer visits to either Homer, Seward, or Alyeska while on land. Plus, new for 2026, all of our Ultimate Denali cruise tours will now include a visit to the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center as an included excursion. Plus, we are now adding a tour director on all of our Ultimate Denali cruise tours for your added convenience.
When you book with Holland America, you'll have more time on land than any other cruise line, with up to 3 nights in the Denali region. More time on land gives you more time for excursions, more time for wildlife sightings, or more time to travel further to a new destination. And you'll have direct access to the Denali region via our McKinley Explorer rail cars. And Denali National Park is located a few hundred kilometers from the coast in the interior of Alaska. The park spans over 6 million acres, and it's home to North America's tallest peak, which is Mount Denali, also known as Mount McKinley, but as the Athabascans refer to it, the Great One. It's here you have your best opportunity to see wildlife in their natural habitat, and it's here where you'll find the Holland America Denali Lodge, located just 1 mile from the park's entrance.
And to get you to Denali on every single cruise tour that we offer, we'll include transportation either to or from on our very own Holland America McKinley Explorer train. The McKinley Explorer rail car is a double-decker glass-domed car. On the bottom, you'll enjoy the dining area where we'll have breakfast and lunch. And up top at your seat, as you can see, you'll have expert narration from a personal rail guide. You'll be able to sip on a cocktail while taking in the panoramic views of your surroundings.
My favorite thing on the train is the Moose Caboose cocktail.
And my favorite thing about train day is going out into the open air platforms and letting the wind blow through my hair as I take photos.
And here we have the Holland America Denali Lodge. It's nestled on a 60-acre campus, and it's the perfect blend of comfort meets adventure. This is a picture of our main lodge, where you'll find our friendly guest service team, and it's going to be the pickup and drop-off location for all your Denali land excursions. They offer a complimentary shuttle to take you to and from the Denali Visitor Center, and you'll find numerous other features spread out around the campus, including dining and entertainment venues.
And this is Denali Square, or what I like to call the entertainment hub of the lodge. It's a perfect gathering place for socializing and activities. You'll find indoor and outdoor dining, shops, live music, fire pits, and so much more.
And just how we bring the local flavors to you on board our ships, we do the same at our lodges. And you have a variety of restaurants you can choose from Carson's Public House to the Canyon Ridge Grill, our few coffee shops, and you can enjoy the Music of Denali dinner theatre show at the Gold Nugget Saloon.
Now, meals are not included while on land, but we do have great optional meal plans to choose from. We have the breakfast-only meal plan, the Denali location-specific meal plan, and the full cruise tour meal plan. But do note that these must be booked in advance. So if you are interested in taking the guesswork out of mealtime, be sure to speak with your Expedia Cruises travel professional and book it in before heading over to Alaska.
And here at the Denali Lodge, it's the only location on land where you can upgrade your accommodations to a Denali suite with upgraded features and a modern decor and an outdoor area like a balcony or a terrace. Now, you do not need to have an upgraded stateroom on board our ships to enhance your stay here at the lodge, but it does need to be booked in advance, which you can do again speaking with your travel professionals.
And the Holland America Denali Lodge is already the best place to stay in Denali Canyon. Yet we are still committed to a multi-year expansion to ensure that we remain the best place to stay as demand grows. This past year, we did a full menu overhaul at all of our restaurants. We upgraded all of our public areas, and we added an accessible, interpretive riverwalk.
And all of our cruise tours will include a guided visit into Denali National Park. Now, Denali National Park is significantly larger than Prince Edward Island, but with only one road. A majority of that road is closed off to the public. But with our included guided tour, you'll explore further into the park, providing opportunities to see wildlife, wilderness, and views of Mount Denali. For guests staying 2 to 3 nights, they'll enjoy the Tundra Wilderness Tour. And for guests staying 1 night, they'll enjoy the Natural History Tour.
And with Holland America, you have over 200 land excursion opportunities, with Denali having the most to choose from, which means you'll be glad to have more time in Denali. Plus, with the benefit of summer's endless daylight, thanks to that midnight sun, you'll have more time in the day for these adventures. For example, I went whitewater rafting at 10 p.m., and we have guests who book a full round of golf that starts at 10 p.m. So lots of time in the day. And my personal recommendation, now that you're up in the mountains, get above them. Go on a flight seeing tour. That way you can fully grasp just how remote everything all is. You can go up to close to the mountains where you feel like you can just reach out and touch them. George went on a Arctic Circle excursion where he left from Denali and went to the Arctic Circle for a while and came back. And you can do that either from Denali or Fairbanks. And I did a helicopter flight from Denali over to one of the glaciers where we hung out for a while. Now, all of our land and shore excursions can be booked online in advance or in person at each destination.
And now we're going to talk about our Alaska, Denali, and Yukon cruise tours. But we like to refer to these as our Yukon cruise tours. The tours within this category are my favorite because you're going to go from Alaska's stunning seaside to the wonders of Denali and then venture further off the beaten path into Canada's Yukon, where Klondike Gold Rush history meets wild natural beauty. And all of our Yukon cruise tours will include everything we've just spoken about with our Denali cruise tours, but they include more. They offer a 3, 4, or 7 night cruise paired with a land tour, which will take you through Canada's Yukon and the interior of Alaska. Every Yukon cruise tour will include a chartered flight between Fairbanks and Dawson City, and every Yukon cruise tour will include the expert personalized touch of a tour director. If you're looking for the best of sea and land and an opportunity to explore more of your own backyard, these could be the cruise tours for you.
Now, you've heard us say tour director a few times now, but what is a tour director and why would you need one? Well, you may also be feeling overwhelmed by all of the information we've been sharing with you today. You're traveling vast distances to remote locations, wondering, how am I going to pull it all off? Well, if you're traveling with a tour director, that means you're part of an escorted group. A tour director, one of us or our colleagues, will be with you every step of the way while on land. We will be your traveling concierge, handling all of the logistics for you for a streamlined and carefree experience, ensuring that you have a fun vacation. But don't worry, if you're not traveling with a tour director, for all of our unescorted guests, we do have a great guest service team at each location to take fantastic care of you. Having a tour director is just like adding the cherry on top. And all of our Yukon cruise tours are exclusively curated with the History Channel, taking you to the UNESCO World Heritage Site, Dawson City. And due to guest feedback wanting more time in Dawson City, we now have all of our itineraries staying 2 nights here.
Now, with a show of hands, and don't be shy, who out there likes gold? Of course you do. Well, Dawson City was the epicenter of the 1898 Klondike Gold Rush, where over 100,000 stampeders left Skagway in pursuit of Dawson City with the dreams of striking it rich. Only 30,000 determined stampeders arrived in the Klondike, and yet only a handful actually struck it rich. But people still travel to Dawson City today to chase that gold fever feeling of the past.
I see the truth.
And Dawson City is a living museum with its unpaved streets, wooden boardwalks, and false front buildings. Now, it really feels like a town frozen in time. And most people have heard of this place by its famed authors like Jack London or Robert Service, and fans of the TV show Yukon Gold, The Gold Rush, Ice Road Truckers, so many other shows about this wonderful area. Fans of those shows may even see familiar faces around town, as gold mining is still a top industry today. And back in its heyday, Dawson City was known as the Paris of the North for its lively social scene. Well, today you can still clap along to a rowdy can-can show at Diamond Tooth Gertie's, which is Canada's oldest operating casino.
And just like in the Denali region, Holland America have our own hotel in the Yukon. This is the Gertie's Wing at the Holland America Dawson Inn. And the Holland America are the only cruise line that can take escorted groups from our own cruise ships to our own hotels in the Yukon. Here at the Holland America Dawson Inn, you'll enjoy refurbished historical buildings which are cozy and they reflect the charm of the town.
And just like in Denali, where we want you to understand the historical importance of the area you're in, we are now including on every Yukon itinerary the Klondike Gold Tour as an included excursion. You'll enter the largest wooden-hulled gold dredge in North America on a guided tour, and then head over to the whole gold rush started at Bonanza Creek. This immersive experience will take you through 3 eras of gold mining, from panning to dredging to modern day mining. And if you want to try your luck at panning for gold yourself, you can. It'll just be on a different excursion while in town. But I know it might be hard to see. If you look close enough at my pan, there's about $25 worth of gold. And that was back in May of last year. So that's like what, $50 worth of gold now? Not bad.
And some say the Yukon's wilderness is equal to Alaska's beauty, just far less populated. And comparing by size, the Yukon is significantly larger than the state of California, but with only 0.1% of California's population. There's actually more moose in the Yukon than there are people.
And connecting Alaska to the Yukon is Skagway's White Pass Yukon Railroad. And this is more than a scenic journey. It is another trip through time. You'll embark on a gold rush style train from 1898, going from Skagway up the White Pass, and you'll have beautiful views of not only the summit, but you'll have the valleys in between.
And the White Pass Yukon Rail has been curated with the History Channel. And as mentioned before, it is the #1 guest-rated excursion to do while in Skagway. Now, this is an optional excursion you can book, but it is already included on some Yukon Cruise Tour itineraries.
So to recap the highlights of your Yukon Cruise Tour experience, you'll be spending more time in the Yukon than with any other cruise line, staying 2 nights in Dawson City. Every Yukon cruise tour has everything that the Denali cruise tours have on offer. Plus, you have more adventures because you're going into the Yukon. And all of our Yukon cruise tours will be led with a tour director for your added convenience from start to finish. Now, I want to quickly note a common misconception that we get is that most folks think that they need more time on their total amount of days on vacation in order to go into the Yukon because you're covering so much more ground. But in fact, we've actually curated some of our Yukon cruise tours to spend the same amount of time on vacation as some of our Denali cruise tours. So if you are a bit short on time, but you want to go into the Yukon, don't rule it out just yet. Make sure you speak with your travel professionals and they might be able to find an itinerary for you. So this slide, I want everyone to memorize. So make sure you've got your glasses on. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to memorize it. That's what you have a travel advisor and travel professional for, right? No, but I do like to recap with this slide at the end, as it is a really good overview of all of the different cruise tours that we've been speaking about today. You'll see 3 different Denali cruise tour columns, and then the 1 Yukon cruise tour column. And then if you see the first horizontal row there, you'll see a letter paired with a number. Each of these letters paired with a number signifies a different itinerary that's offered within that category. So lots of itineraries on offer. And don't forget, you can start on land or you can start by cruising first. So multiple different options for you there. And the differences between these itineraries will be how long you're on your cruise for, which glaciers you'll see on your cruise, how many nights you'll have on land, how many of those nights on land will be in the Denali area, and if you'll have a tour director or not. So the classic and signature will be our unescorted groups, and the ultimate and Yukon cruise tours will be our escorted groups. So now that you have been curating this Alaska bucket list, make sure that you book in with one of your travel professionals soon. That way you can be on an itinerary of your dreams. So that's it for our informative part of the presentation. I'll hand it over to George so he can discuss our current Holland America promotions.
Whenever you sail on a Holland America ship, we have packaged together our 4 most popular items on board to create the best value for our guests. This package will include the surf Wi-Fi package, a signature dining night, this signature drinks beverage package, and credit for a shore excursion. We like to call this package the Have It All package. Now, that surf Wi-Fi is going to give you internet that is perfect for staying connected with friends and family back home. And that signature beverage package will give you any alcoholic beverage up to the value of $12. But it's not just alcohol. It is also any specialty coffees, any sodas, any fruit smoothies, and any bottled water. So there's a lot of value there. That is our Have It All package. And if you book across all our sailings right now at Holland America, if you book any cruise or cruise tour before March 19th with that Have It All package, you can be eligible to receive our Start Your Journey promotion, where you can receive up to 30% off your fare, kids sail free balcony upgrades, and a reduced deposit. But I have a better reduced deposit promotion coming up next. And if you book any Alaska cruise or cruise tour with the Have It All package before March 19th, you can also receive up to $700 in combined credits. Plus, you can receive a free land excursion, which will be entrance to that Diamond Tooth Gertie's Casino in Dawson City. But for being here today in partnership with Onstage Alaska and Expedia Cruises, if you book any Alaska cruise or cruise tour before April 13th, you can receive the Onstage Alaska promotion, which is up to $350 credit per stateroom, and you can secure your cruise with a reduced deposit of just $25 per person. I told you it was better. Now, with so many fantastic, and the best kicker is this Onstage Alaska promotion is also stackable with that Start Your Journey promotion. So if you know you definitely want to go, there's so many fantastic promotions going on right now. Book in to make an appointment to see your Expedia Cruises travel professionals to take advantage of all these fantastic promotions.
Thank you, George. So just before we pass it back over to Andrew and Fiona, I just want to take a second to say on behalf of George and I, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. I hope that you are now as excited as we are for everything that's in store for you in Alaska and the Yukon. And on behalf of Holland America, we hope to welcome you on board. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jamie and George. Beautiful pictures. I'm so glad you included your experiences on board. And thank you for this slide in here with everything that's included, how to get a hold of us. With this offer, remember, we're also adding a little bit more when you work with us, and we're more than happy to help you with this. Before I turn it over to Fiona for her last few words, any questions out there by the team and our guests here tonight? And if you are watching this on our YouTube channel, we will have direct messaging capabilities, so you'll be able to reach us in there. It's pretty quiet out there. Fiona, any last words?
Well, I just wanted to just reiterate the importance of booking with our travel partners and you know, the exclusivity of the promotions, you know, even the extras that you're going to get over and above this is so fantastic. And they're really the experts in North Vancouver and Lynn Valley, and they've all been there. So firsthand experience is crucial. But I also wanted to just touch on the Alaska Cruise and Travel Show that we do have this Saturday. So it's a great time to secure your deposit with one of the two offices and then go down to the Alaska Cruise and Travel Show this Saturday. I'll be down there, so come by the Holland America table, and Jamie and George will be there as well, so you can even meet them in person. But it's a great opportunity to meet all the different excursion hosts, the suppliers, everything that is available on in Alaska, and you just it's so welcoming, and you just get such the authenticity of what to expect. And I like to call it an Alaskan safari. By doing a group cruise tour, it's the best way to see this destination. And yeah, hopefully we will be able to see you Saturday. If not, we'll see you on board. That would be even better.
Fabulous. Yes, so do stop on by. There's lots of experts in the room and joining us here. We'd love to meet you, but we're at another event right now in beautiful Amsterdam. It's pretty quiet this time of night, but thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. And by all means, please reach out to us with any of your questions and concerns out there. Alaska is a very unique place to visit and unspoiled, as we saw from the photos. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and have yourselves a wonderful afternoon and a wonderful day wherever you may be. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.